down here at Extreme Unlimited in Oceano, getting ready to put this off-road only SwayLoc electronic disconnect. I think it's going to be a cool thing we got here, a dual rate bar, so when you're locked in, it stays stiff, and then you want to articulate a little better, it'll unlock the outer bar and put you on this high flex inner bar. I think it's going to be a cool thing. We got all these parts here from off-road only. We're interested to see how this is going to go and see what it's going to do to my car. So down here we have our sway bar link. It's tying the rear end together, so when you're going top speed and stuff, it keeps the rear end together. We're going to take this off. We're going to take the sway bar off. We're going to replace all of this with the off-road only sway disconnect. That'll give us a motor on the other side, which is going to release the sway bar so we can articulate better in the rocks. And then with the push of a button, we can get back to a stiff rear end. I think it's going to work great. So we just pulled out the factory sway bar and the links that hooks up the whole suspension. We just got this out, and we're putting in the new SwayLoc off-road only. Pulled off the factory sway bar. We put on the SwayLoc by off-road only. Pretty cool thing. It bolts up to the top of the frame, it bolts to the bottom of the frame, and it also uses the two factory holes that we took the factory sway bar off. So we're going to get ready to mount up the links to the frame and get the other side set up. So we just got the SwayLoc mechanical mechanism all hooked up. We got the brackets on. We're getting ready to rerun the wire back to a switch that's going to be on the dash. Things going together pretty smooth. Okay, so we're back at my shop finishing this up. Just running a little bit of wire, running back from the activator over to my dash. I went ahead and cut a hole in my dash right there. I cut out a piece of sheet metal for a template. I traced that onto my dash, and I took this multi-purpose tool. It worked really good to cut the hole in the dash, cleaned it up with a razor knife. So now we're gonna just get this switch all hooked up on there, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're back. We got everything put back together. We got the switch mounted. We got all the electrical done. Job went pretty easy, I'd say, from start to finish. Taking all the seats out, center console out, putting all that stuff back together, putting the whole thing in. It was probably about a 5-hour job with all the right tools. This is what we did is, so we changed out this stuff, sway bar, linkage. Put on a SwayLoc activator, which is electronically controlled from a switch on the dash. We got the switch right there. Easy job. Anybody can do it in the garage with the right tools. We just got back from doing a couple days of riding with the new SwayLoc by off-road only. I gotta say, really stoked on it. It has a dual rate rear sway bar. The outer is a lot stiffer than stock sway bar. When you're riding around higher speeds, you have a lot stiffer of a rear end. You don't get the little body roll or nothing. It's super tight. And then releasing the swing arms with a push of a button on the dash, I'm using my inner sway bar, which is a thinner material, which has a lot of flex to it, so you articulate a lot better. It was super fun on the rocks, playing around in the washes and stuff, and then at high speed it was great. So that's all you got to do is come over here and hit the switch. It just released the suspension, super loose. Now we close it, we're on a stiff suspension. It's hard to move it, This thing's awesome too because it has 2 more brackets. This whole bracket that holds the sway bar, it's a lot larger than the factory one. It's clamped to the body right up here. It's clamped to the frame right down here, and the frame up here actually, and then it's this huge bracket. And it's also using the 2 factory screws. Yeah, that's a good thing, man. I'm like stoked. Thanks, Steve, over there at Off-Road Only. Hit those guys up. They got it going on. Up is up.